Hey friends, welcome. I promised a video about my favorite spreads for 2021 and here it is. Just keep in mind, in 2021, the first half of the year I was working with a Hobonichi A6 planner. So the first half of the year I was using a regular planner, and the second half of the year is when I got into bullet journaling. I started with an Anami Cafe notebook, A6. That was kind of like an experimental phase, but I was flipping through that one and I didn't find anything that I loved. It was in this Leuchtturm where I found my journaling style. And this is what I want to show you here. I think this spread really shows my personal style. I love seeing just writing. It may sound silly, but I think there's something very beautiful and very aesthetic about just writing, just ink and paper. I think it's beautiful. This doesn't usually go here. This was a paragraph where I was doing gratitude. So this washi is covering something very personal. But without this, the page is basically nude. It's only ink. Even this tip-in that has my daily briefing, it only has ink. And I just think there's something very beautiful about writing and just seeing it as it is. Nothing extra. And another thing that I love about this spread is how easy it is for me to know what's going on in here, even though I don't have any lines. I do have these boxes, these 3 boxes, but because of how I structure things and the different inks, I know what's going on. I know that the green is my meal log, what I ate during the day. I know the deep, this like aqua ink is for my goals, so what I read, what page I'm at, and it says that I journaled and I did creative writing. So I know just at a glance that this ink shows that I did something for myself that day. And I know that the boxes on the left corner are things that I pre-planned. These boxes, I did them either a day before or 2 days before planning my meal. So this is Tuesday. On Monday I was like, these are the ingredients I have and this is the meal I could have during the day, and that could change, but here in green I have what I actually ate during the day. So this is pre-planning and this is what actually happened. And I know that always the right column has my tasks, and here I was planning like what I was going to do from 9 to 10, from 11 to 11:30. The only thing that's very consistent in here in terms of location is my tasks, because for example, here on the left column I have things related to my schedule, but here I have them on the right column. Here on the right column I have my meal, and here I have in the left column, but still I know what's going on just by looking at it. And like I mentioned, I think this is something very, very beautiful and very pleasing to the eye when there's only just pen and paper, not even a highlighter for the day. And I actually love how it looks. I think I'm going to go back to this because I've been using a highlighter for each month, a mild liner actually. But seeing it like this, just like with 2 passes of ink, I love how it looks. And I think I ran out of this ink, this very dark, kind of ochre, brown, I don't know, I just love it. With this creamy paper, it's so beautiful. But yeah, this is one of my favorite spreads. Next is this Leuchtturm. This is the one with the bullet journal edition that has a paper weight of 120 grams. And in here, this is my favorite spread. So it's very contrasting with this one in the sense that this is only pen and paper. But here I did took some things from my day to add some memory keeping elements. So I know that this Thursday I bought a new Kaweco pen and two rolls of washi. So that's what I have in here. I have the 2 samples of the washi tapes I bought. I have, this is from the box where the pen came, and a sketch of my new pen. I love it. I also, in a very different way, this page is a very just quick reminder of what happened during these days. And I like that my memory keeping in here, I did it writing from bottom to top. So it looks, I don't know, I just love it. And here I have my meals because I didn't have more space for my meals. There was a lot of writing for memory keeping. Again, here I have my meals. And it's a very different journaling style from the first bullet journal, but still it's very clear to me what's going on in here. Also, I don't have as many different ink colors as I had in the other bullet journal. I think I prefer this style, and I think I kind of went back to this in my current bullet journal. I think this is my favorites. This is me all the way. All me. Here was being kind of playful, and I love it, but in terms of journaling I prefer only ink, but I do love a sketch here and there, and I do love the elements from my day. Not something extra that doesn't mean anything to me. These things do mean something regarding what happened this weekend. So that's why this is one of my favorite spreads. Now the last 3 spreads that I found to be among my favorite are from my current bullet journal. This is a Galen Leather B6. And something about this paper really, there's something, some people find it, I suppose, maybe absurd, I guess, to spend money on a notebook that you will only use once and then you're going to store or throw away. But it matters that your notebook inspires you. And I found that something about this notebook and the Tomoe River paper is very inspiring, and I have been more playful in here. I have been playing with different styles and inks. One of the reasons I love Tomoe River paper is, for example, thicker paper. It looks very neat. I didn't have many tip-ins. I mean, it could show a difference if I had more tip-ins, but I don't use many. So it looks very straightforward, except for when I have, aside from the space where I have my wicks with these tabs, it looks almost new, almost like when I started. I mean, it does show use, but on the side it looks neat. Thinner paper, it shows use. You can see here's the half that I haven't used, and here's the half that I have used. And these pages, they show they have been lived in. I love that. I love how they kind of acquire a different, I don't know, it's not a different texture. They just kind of, it's like I don't know, they're just alive. I don't know how to describe this, but I love this look. I think it's gorgeous. So for my favorite spreads in here, let me find them. Definitely the first one I did in this notebook. Again, I do have some extra elements in here, but they are from my day. I had received my order from Eureka Art Studio. This is a paper where everything was wrapped. So I repurposed the paper that wrapped everything, and I added here kind of like a dashboard. This is some washi to hold it in place. This paper was part of my order, and I added a quote from a video I had just watched. It was by Will Smith. I think it's a video where he was talking about his book and his personal challenge to lose weight, and he has a quote that I loved, so I added in here. So every extra element in here says something about this day and this particular moment in my life. This is also from the order I had just received, and this is kind of like the signature that came with the stickers I ordered. And you can see the style is very similar to the first Leuchtturm I showed you. Tasks on the right, memory keeping on the left, different color for my meals, aqua for my goals, and I love it. I just love the color palette I have in here, the green, the golds. Like, I think everything is very balanced, not only the writing but also the colors. I love that my yellow ink, it kind of matches this tone in here. So everything about this spread, I love it. And another one, let me find it. I mentioned this in my December flip through. This is another one of my favorite spreads. This is a cutout from a magazine. Do you know those cultural magazines that they hand out in some places? And all the art was inspired on Day of the Dead. But I loved the thick lines, you know, the very inky design of these candles and the corn. And I added them in here. I really like how it looks. My journaling style looks the same. I have the month on top, tasks, meal, memory keeping. And lastly, this one. I think the ones that I love the most are also the ones that, just by looking at them, the whole day comes back to my mind. This was a day with a lot of Christmassy activities in my kids' school. He made this elf with his picture, and I added all, as a tipping, all the little things that they handed out to the parents. And I did this little collage, and I love it. I love the way it looks. I love the way it opens. And this is so precious. I think this is my absolute favorite spread in this journal. It was a beautiful day for our family, and I did write about it in here. And just looking at this, it brings me a lot of happiness and joy, because it reminds me of all the beautiful things that happened this day. And that's the whole goal behind this. I think this is why it matters. These journals, these notebooks, these are little chapters in our lives. And I love going back, flipping through the pages, and just these memories flowing back at me. And I didn't get that feeling when I was working with a regular planner. Having the freedom to play around with different spreads and adding T-pins and little snippets from the day. I just love it. Oh, as a little extra, this is another one I love. Here I added a timeline for my day because it was going to be a very busy day. Instead of the boxes that I have in here, I have a little line dividing each section. And I had purchased a bag of coffee, and it came with this beautiful art. In the back of this card is the whole description of the coffee I purchased. But I thought it was just beautiful, so I decided to add it here. And again, just looking at this, I remember what happened this day. And that's the beauty of memory keeping and of having these kinds of journals. They're just beautiful chapters that show what we did. And I strongly encourage you to, if you're totally into stickers, that's awesome. I think for some people, the sticker writing can be very therapeutic, but I would strongly encourage you to become a collector of little snippets during your day. It could be a candy wrapping. I collect tons of chocolate wrapping because I eat a lot of chocolate, and wrapping is beautiful. And even a napkin, I have journals where I have napkins from that are particularly beautiful from restaurants. I have in here tickets from the movies, tickets from a concert, because many people decorate their journals with everything from Happy Mail. I don't receive that much Happy Mail to decorate a whole journal, but I do have here and there little snippets from my day, and I strongly encourage you to not throw away those things because they have memories in them. Collect them, add them to your journals, and you have just a piece of your life on paper, and that's beautiful. For example, where is it? This is from a chocolate that my kid received at school. It was a very festive day. It was actually Mexico's Independence Day, and the chocolate coins had it looked like the same seal that actual coins have, the eagle. So I pasted that in here, and I remember just looking at this, that it was Independence Day, and my kid got this in school and he was super excited. So I strongly encourage you, collect all those little pieces of your life. A napkin can be beautiful. Even a receipt, just looking at it can remind you of the dinner you had. And yeah, I love this. This makes me so happy. So these were my favorite spreads for 2021. For 2022, I will be experimenting with different journals, different sizes, different paper. So I'm excited to see what I come up with in terms of spreads. I do expect the basics to remain the same, ink and paper. But yeah, I will keep you posted. Stay tuned for my upcoming videos. So subscribe and hit the bell if you want to get notifications on my future videos. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.